Okay, so I am currently standing in my driveway. This has been the subject of one of the biggest projects I've done off camera this year for the house. Um, Basically, right behind my camera, where the Jeep is parked, was all overgrown brush. And it sloped down. And basically, it's hard to tell, but this corner of the house right here, um, the gutter came down and it just washed all over here and down into this little alcove. So originally the driveway only went to the corner of the rock wall. It was extended up here 2 years ago, and I took hard pack in, dropped it on, leveled off even to where this drop off is I'm talking about. So that the vehicles could be parked up away from the road. Um, Now, in the beginning, or end of winter, not beginning of spring, end of winter, a storm came in, ripped the tent over the fence behind me that had covered my snowmobile, flipped it, tore it, wreaked havoc, and then probably two storms after that tore the roof down my big tent that had my motorcycle and all my tools and stuff in it. So I said, I gotta fix these, and I can't afford to build a garage, nor do I plan on living here forever. So I said, I need to come up with a solution. Those metal sheets right there are the start of the solution, but in order to get there, I've had to do a bunch of other projects that I initially had been putting off. I want to start having fires and having people at my house again, and the yard hasn't been presentable, so it's just been a matter of getting all that done. I've gotten major strides done, but before winter, I've got to get this driveway situation taken care of. So I'm going to flip the camera around and give you guys a little guide on what I've done and what's going to be done. And most of that will be on camera, at very least the end results. So what we're looking at, these bushes here, basically the end of the Jeep over to the edge of the garage was all overgrowth, and it was about 3 feet down from where it's at. So I cleared all the brush back, and I took, basically I had all these old cinder blocks and stones and stuff, and built, basically did a fill retaining wall, because they were all busted and we knew we had no other use for them. And basically I cleared out all the brush, got hard pack, 36 yards of hard pack to be exact, dumped here. There's some fine-tuned leveling left to do, but the end goal was, if I'm going to have people over again, I want plenty of parking space. So this over was unusable before. Now it's all usable. Where my truck used to park next to this pile of trash that I've cleaned out, it was rutted because it was just grass before, and it was not dirt suitable for parking a vehicle. So it rutted itself to the point where it was finally solid, but I had these two water pits. So I had them bring the hard pack. My buddy Reese came in and with the skid steer, and he leveled all this off as much as they could. The skid steer kept overheating, so basically I ended up telling him, just get it as good as you can. And in another video you're going to see here in the next few days, I have another project up there I needed hard pack for, and just told him, hey, get the 4 buckets up there, I need it. So the driveway, I'm going to come with a rake and like level off like high parts that you can't really see on the video, but like this is bumped up, and then there's a couple spots like right here in front of these leaves. This is a water hole when it rains. So I'm gonna probably just, move some dirt in there and get it a little bit more even than it is. But one of the big issues, as I just said, was the gutter. The gutter came down right into this trough, and it ran down here and it washed the driveway away. So what I did was I rerouted the gutter, connected it into this one, and this one actually drains off underground. And thus far, that has changed drastically how this is all gone. So the last step for the driveway area is all my stuff is stored in the back, my trailers. So when this gate's open, the gate opens fine, but when I'm pulling my truck through, I kind of got to shimmy around to this garage. So the end goal is flip the garage the opposite direction. I'm going to clear out all this, and it's just going to come straight across. But as you can see, it no longer has a roof. A storm came in, tore it completely in half down the middle. So before winter, the end goal is my brother's going to help me get the rest of my tools out. They're all still sheltered because the back part of the roof covers it. Get all that inside the basement where it used to be, and then these metal sheets are going to be the roof. I've already strength tested it. I can hang from these brackets and they aren't even phased by my 230-pound self. So however, I think I calculated each span is going to be three pieces, so 6, 12, 18 pieces on the top aren't even going to come close to my weight, and my weight is 230 pounds hanging directly from one of those brackets, not spread evenly across the whole thing. So it's going to be fine. The walls on the side are still good, so for winter the walls are going to stay. But come spring, one of the big projects next year is this is going to get fitted. I have a whole plan to take those slate pieces. They're going to be 2 in the back, 2 in the front, 1 on the side, and 1 in the middle for a pad for my motorcycle. And the one on the side back there is going to be a pad for a shelving unit. The ones in the back, I'm going to build a workbench, and basically I'm going to make this a solid garage. These are very strong poles. So I'm going to take wood slats and screw probably 3 in top to bottom all around on the outside. Same thing on the inside. I'm going to get more of those metal panes or even the plastic ones. I'm going to fit in actual windows. There's going to be an actual door here to enter from the side. I'm going to do a wooden door in the front that swings open and closed. And then inside I have an extra breaker in the house, so we're going to run it through the basement, then into a channel that comes up inside of here. And I'm going to get an outlet on the back wired in, 2 LED workshop lights across the middle, 1 exterior light for the front like an actual garage light, and then 2 light switches. And basically I'm going to insulate the sides in between the wood slats, and I'm going to run 1 piece of wood tapped into the bottom across all of the poles, and it's just going to get filled with pea stone as the flooring, other than where the slate is. The slate's going to be has specific purposes for a more solid base for workbench, motorcycle, the entrance here, and it's going to be an actual garage that my family can use on the property whenever I happen to move. The majority of that process will be on film, including emptying this out and the side. So from this video on, I intend on having every step of this process recorded. So hopefully those of you that do follow my channel aren't just following for concerts and motorcycle stuff, because I do this for fun and it's also house projects. So thank you for watching as usual. And I look forward to this project being done, but also filming it and sharing the steps with everyone, because provided where you live, doing something like this may be cheaper than building an actual garage. This was, I want to say, $380. I don't remember. I bought it a long time ago. It held up really well, and the roof probably wouldn't have torn, except I had it stretched further on the bases, so it didn't fit that well, and I never got around to fixing it. But jumping back to my point, converting something like this to hard sides, solid roof, and basic electrical may be cheaper than building a whole garage. And I can tell you right now, my truck could fit in here if you just want like a garage for your vehicle, or like storage for motorcycles, snowmobiles, whatever you may have. This works really well as far as the size. And I'll get a rough end tally when all is said and done as far as the cost. But my bet is it's going to be bigger than, your basic shed, and cheaper than your basic shed to do, provided you do it all yourself. So I will look forward to sharing the rest of this process with you.